Here's some of the footage from this dash cam. This is the front camera. It also has a rear camera. I'll show a few different shots so you can see what this looks like in different environments, different times of day. Kind of go ahead and look at what the quality is like, what kind of details you can notice from this camera. This video is sponsored by 70My, so for that reason, I don't want to share my personal opinion too much. I'd rather just show you how to set this up and then show you more of the video footage from this. So let me go ahead and show you what you get with this dash cam. It does charge via USB-C. It has this car adapter, so USB-A to USB-C, and then the rear camera is USB-C that plugs into the camera here. It does have a tool to help you with the wiring, and this will help you with the cabling. These electrostatic films are actually very important. You want to put this on the windshield rather than the adhesive directly on the windshield. So you can see they give you a couple extra adhesives. You've got 2 for the front, 2 for the back in case you ever need to move it. And they also include extra adhesives as well. So let's go ahead and have a closer look at the dash cam itself. It does come with its own SD card, 64 gigabytes. We've got navigation buttons on the back, power button here, and here is where we plug into power. So I will go ahead and do that now. First time you boot, it will ask you things like language and region. I'll just go through these really quick. Here is the QR code if you'd like to download the app. Go ahead and format the SD card. We'll check out some of the settings. I won't point out everything, but a few things I think you should be aware of. It's pretty cool that you can actually change the compression, high or low compression. You can change the video resolution, and by default HDR is turned on. And for the sake of this video, I'll go ahead and leave the watermark on, as well as the speed watermark. If you get a hardware kit, you can use parking mode, and in parking mode you can do time lapse. And there's a smart travel feature which will give you notifications to try to help you stay awake. It does have voice control as well. That is on by default, and if you look at the voice commands, these are the commands. So if you use the app a lot, you might want to use the voice control to turn on the hotspot, and that will turn on Wi-Fi. So I just opened the app and signed in. It looks like it recognizes the device. I will authorize. And now we are connected so we can see a live stream. How's it going? With the app, we can go ahead and take a picture. If we want to go to the album, we can see what videos are already there. So I've already saved one emergency video. I can find that here. If I open this up, I can delete it or download it to my phone. And then you can also edit some of these settings on the camera. So if it's easier for you to use your phone, or you simply just don't want to use the navigation buttons on the dash cam, you can go ahead and come in here and edit some of these settings. Here are a couple accessories you might want to consider getting. This is a CPL filter. This is going to filter out glare. So kind of depending on the angle of your windshield, this might help get a better video without glare. The other accessory is this hardwire kit. So this kit comes with this unit here. And the way this basically works is you hook this up to the ground of your car, then you have these red and yellow wires that you will basically strip off this insulation and then wrap the wire around the correct fuse. Now, I can't tell you what fuse that is because it's going to be different for every vehicle, but you can scan this QR code to help you understand the way to go about doing that. This also has a slot for a SIM card like this, and here is the QR code for information for that, but this would allow you to remotely monitor your dash cam via this hardwire kit. Setting up the dash cam is pretty straightforward. A lot of it's going to depend on your vehicle for how you arrange the cabling, but as far as putting this on the window, just make sure that you put the electrostatic film on first, kind of line up where you want the dash cam to go, and then just use the sticky tape, plop it on there, and then plug in the USB-C cable, run a cable to the back for the rear camera. I feel like the navigation on the dash cam's pretty straightforward. It's nice that it also comes with the app. So if you want to change the settings using the app rather than the dash cam itself, you can do that very easily. As far as getting footage from the dash cam, you can either use the app, download it to your phone, or you can just take out the SD card. That's what I do. Plug it into your computer and you can see footage exactly like this. So I'll go ahead and continue to show you a little bit more footage from this dash cam just so you can get an idea of the quality, see what it's like in different lighting conditions, and you can decide for yourself if this dash camera is right for you or not. Really easy to set up, has all of the features that you would expect or hope for in a dash cam. If you want parking mode, you can get a hardwire kit and use parking mode. So if you park in a parking lot or on the street or something like that, I would highly recommend that that's what you do so that you can capture everything. Like if something bumps into your car, you'll get that recorded. I don't really have any complaints with the dash cam. It's pretty straightforward, works really well.